Good day everyone, we are Group 15 and today we will talk about forensic photography. We will analyze the basic parts of digital and manual cameras and the types of lenses, showing how each help produce clear and accurate photographs. Our goal is to show how proper camera use and lens selection are crucial in preserving evidence and supporting justice. I am Janlid Galan Jersola and my teammate J. Carlo Velasquez will discuss the types of cameras.
I am J. Carlo Velasquez and our discuss for today is analyze the function of the basic parts of digital and manual analog cameras and types of lenses. So let's move on to the introduction. The introduction is photography is taking clear pictures of crime scenes and evidence. It is used to keep a record investigation and court. The photos must show the scenes exactly as it is. There are two types of camera. Number one is digital camera and number two is manual analog camera. So the number one is save photos electronically and the number two is uses film to take a photos. So let's move on to the basic parts of digital cameras. Number one, lens, make the image clear. Number two is image sensor, turns light into a pictures. Number three is shooter, shooter control how lights enters. Number four, aperture, aperture control how much light enters. Number five is ISO, control light sensitivity, low, high, clearly image brighter than graining. Number six is viewfinder, LCD used to see a frame of the picture. Number seven is memory card, store the photos. Number 8, flash, give extra light in the dark case. So sa B, manual analog camera, seed point. Number 1, lens, make the image clear. Number 2, film, record the image, needs developing. Number 3, shooter, control how long light enters. Number 4, aperture, controls how much lights enter. Number 5, film, advance lever, moves the film to next shots. Number 6 is viewfinder, used to frame the picture. Number 7, light meter, helps set correct lights. So let's move on to the key difference between digital and analog cameras. So the digital cameras uses a sensor. You can see the picture instantly, stores image electronically, and the analog camera uses film, needs to be developed before you see the photos. And lastly, no instant preview. And last, how camera works. Paano nga ba nag-work ang camera? So number 1, light enter through the lens. Number 2, the aperture control how much light comes in. And number 3, the shooter control how long the light stays. Number 4, the sensor or film capture the image. Number 5, this whole process is called image formation.
We'll discuss the types of lenses. Number 1 is standard lens. Ito naman yung nagbibigay ng natural view. Halos katulad ng nakikita ng mata natin. Hindi masyadong nagdi-distort yung mga image kaya malinaw yung proportion ng object. Pwede rin itong ginagamit ng everyday shots sa pag-document ng crime scene kapag kailangan ng natural view, ganun. Number 2 naman is wide angle lens. Ang wide angle lens naman yung kapag kinukuha na ng malalaking area sa isang frame. Pwedeng makita yung buong room, crime scene, o group of people. Medyo nagdi-distort sa edges pero effective para sa malalaking eksena. Nagagamit dito sa mga large scene or kapag gusto mong makita yung overall context ng place or evidence. Yung number 3 naman, yung telephoto lens. Ginagamit ito para palapitin yung mga malalayong bagay na hindi lumalapit na physically. Narrow and field of view, kaya focus lang sa distance subject. Maganda rin to sa yun nga, good for distant evidence, surveillance, or kapag ayaw i-disturb yung mga scene, ganun. Number 4 naman is macro lens. Ito naman ginagamit to sa mga close-up shots yung maliliit na detalye sa crime scene. Halimbawa, mga fingerprints, cuts, fibers o anumang small evidence. Nakakatulong ito para makapture yung mga fine details na mahirap makita sa normal lens. Number 5, zoom lens. Ito naman yung may variable focal length. Ibig sabihin, pwede mong i-adjust kung gaano kalapit o kalayo yung subject. Pagsasama nito yung iba't ibang lens range sa isang lens. Napaka-flexible ito sa forensic photography, lalo na kapag may different distance sa crime scene na kailangan kuhanan ng larawan. Number 6 naman is prime lens. Ang prime lens naman ay may fixed focal length, kaya hindi pwedeng i-zoom ito. Ngunit nagbibigay ito ng sharper or clear image kaysa sa zoom lens. Pinakainin mo ito para sa high detail shots ng importance evidence kapag kayang lumapit sa subject. Dito naman tayo sa how important are camera and lenses. Number 1 is for proper documentation. Ang camera ay ginagamit para ma-record yung mga eksaktong kondisyon ng crime scene bago ito ma-disturb. Tinitiyak din dito na may totoong reference yung investigators sa pangyayari. Sa pangalawa is for clear evidence. Ang lenses ay tumutulong para makuha ang malinaw na image ng evidence mula sa malawak na eksena hanggang sa maliit na detalye. Nakakatulong ito para makita yung true details ng evidence. Number 3 is for court use. Ang mga larawan mula sa camera ay pwedeng gamitin bilang legal evidence sa korte. Tutulungan nito yung judge at lawyer na ma-visualize ang crime scene at evidence ng malinaw. Number 4 is to avoid mistakes. Sa tulong ng camera at lenses, mas mababawasan ang errors na pwedeng mangyari kung tatandaan lang sa memorya. Halimbawa, hindi mawawala yung maliliit na detalye at malinaw ang sequence ng short shots. Ito naman tayo sa mistake to avoid in forensic photography. Sa forensic photography, kahit maliit na pagkakamali ay pwedeng makaapekto sa accuracy at court admissibility ng evidence. Kaya importante malaman yung mga common mistakes. Number 1 is blurry or out of focus image. Kung hindi malinaw yung pagkuha, pwedeng mawala o hindi mapakita yung detalye ng ebidensya. Kaya laging siguraduhin maayos yung focus niya. Number 2 is incorrect exposure. Overexposure or underexposure na image ay nagiging hindi malinaw. Kaya laging ayusin yung aperture, shutter, speed, at ISO para tama yung brightness at detalye niya. Number 3 is no scale or reference. Kapag walang ruler o forensic scale, hindi makikita ang tamang sukat ng evidence. Kaya importante na meron to para sa court presentation. Number 4 is wrong angles. Maling angulo o distorted shots ay pwedeng magbigay ng maling impression sa ebidensya. Kaya kumuha ng perpendicular shots sa close-up. Number 5, missing sequence. Kung hindi sinusunod yung proper order, katulad ng overall, mid-range, close-up, pwedeng may importanteng mga detalye na hindi madodocument. Number 6 is poor lighting. Madilim o may glare at shadow ay nagiging sanhi ng hindi malinaw na larawan. Kaya gamitan ng tamang lighting para lumabas yung mga detalye. Number 7 is ignoring background. Clutter or distracting background ay pwedeng makahide ng ebidensya. Kaya piliin lagi yung neutral at plain background na sa maliliit na object. Number 8 is over-editing image. Yung mga labis na digital editing ay pwedeng gawing inadmissible photo sa korte. Kaya iwasan yung pag-alter ng original image. Number 9 is forgetting camera settings. Maling ISO, shutter speed o aperture ay pwedeng masira yung larawan. Kaya laging i-check yung settings bago kumuha ng litrato. Ito na tayo sa last part, conclusion. Sa forensic photography, mahalaga ang tamang paggamit ng camera, at lenses para makuha ang malinaw at accurate at reliable na ebidensya. Bawat bahagi ng camera, lens, shutter at aperture ay mahalagang papel sa pag-control ng light at detalye ng mga image. Magkaiba man yung digital at analog cameras, pareho naman silang nakakatulong sa pag-preserve ng crime scene at mga ebidensya. Ang tamang lens mula sa standard hanggang prime ay tumutulong sa pagkuha ng overall scene at malilit na detalye. Operational ending. Photography is not just about pictures. It is about preserving truth, capturing evidence, and serving justice. Do you have any questions? Comment down below. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.